This year, actually, after the last year with the COVID, we projected economic growth. So, according to this, our projections were that the economy will recover during the year, and especially based on the expectations and projections what will happen with the pandemic overall globally. So, more or less, it was reflected in our economy, where the first quarter of the year we ended with a negative growth of 1.9%, and then the second quarter of the year it was 13.1% growth, which again is expected according to the last period where the most severe it was 14.9% decline of GDP last year. In the second quarter of the year, actually, officially or statistically, we may say that the crisis ended, but it doesn't mean that the impact of COVID and the challenges are over. Actually, this year we remain on the projections of 4.1% officially, but we do expect that we might overcome this initial projection of 4.1% growth of GDP according to the data that we are having from the revenue side of the budget, but also what happens on the composition of the GDP based on the supply side, but also on the demand side. Actually, what was this GDP growth driven, which is for the first half of the year 5.2% growth. Actually, it is mainly based on the consumption. And here, private consumption is higher due to the measures that we have undertaken, but also the public consumption and public investment. But because the base is higher on the public consumption last year of the fiscal stimulus, still there is an impact, a positive impact on the consumption side, actually, of the economy. Investments has shown an increase, and there is a trend on this growth we can see also on the trade balance and exports and imports as well. So, and what were the sectors? Actually, the services, tourism, and part of the industry. But the industry, actually, in the last 2 months, we see a challenging period due to the supply chain deficiencies in global economy, automotive industry, but also what was during this period, what we saw on this second and third quarter of the year, some prices developments and also the energy crisis as well, what is going on in Europe. So overall, I might say that 2021 is a year when we were focused on not only recovery, actually what last year was survival of the economy, on helping the health sector, vaccination, and survival of the economy. This year was recovery and growth. Actually, all measures were designed, the fifth and the sixth package were designed in a way to not only inject liquidity in the economy, but bring cash for the companies, but it was also introducing a development component. So, meaning that the companies that are using subsidies or certain concession loans with zero interest rates, there were some components for incentives to increase investments, to increase the market size, and also increase employment. So these companies, there are some design of the measures, like we have here, Development Bank Director. If companies show an increase of market size, investments, and also employment, half of the credit line becomes a grant for them, and many other issues on this respect. So I may say that this year, this growth plan, and we also introduced 2 other important documents. One is the fiscal consolidation for the midterm period. We continue with the support on the economy, and we make it clear to manage expectation and close cooperation in the business sector. But also we introduce and we're launching a new plan, the Prime Minister mentioned, Growth Acceleration Plan, which means to mobilize, in addition to public capital, also private capital to support investments. And through this, we will accelerate growth in the next period from 2.5 in the last 10 years to 5%, 5.4% annual growth in the next 5 years, and expecting creating new jobs and double than what was last 10 years on annual basis, also increasing investments in the economy from 30% what is now to 36%, so as a GDP percentage in 2026, and also increasing the productivity on the economy, so make the economy more competitive. Since I see here the time limitation, I will stop here. Maybe we'll have a chance afterwards to come back to some issues.
Yeah, we will indeed.